couple of days later. I might make this a two-part video, so this might be the beginning of part 2, but last time I didn't get done as much as I had hoped to, but I did get pretty much most of this template mocked up and a piece of angle iron welded in at the bottom to connect the bottom of the footwell. So I've got this panel that my dad brought home. I think it's from an oven or something, not sure. But anyways, good decent gauge sheet metal, so with a nice enamel paint on it. I'm going to try and save as much of that as possible. Of course, with the welding it's going to burn off. That'll make for a nice basic key, hopefully keep it from rusting. Got a template, got it drawn out. This is going to be, I'm going to cut it out a little bit big, so I have to grind it down to fit. So, well, I might as well show you what I've gotten done so far. From the outside, still got a big gaping hole, but I have booger welded that in. I was having a lot of problems with it just burning through, even though I made this copper spoon. I didn't have the clamp on it before. Mole grips, or what are they called here in the US? Vice grips. Yeah. Didn't have them on there, just had a flat sheet and was using the ground clamp to clamp it in place. Yeah, hopefully I'll get my wife out here to hold that and maybe get these welds a little better. Let's get a look from the inside. As you can see, it snowed last night and now it's all dripping everywhere, so that'll be some cleanup I'll have to do. Can I get the... Oh. Really boogery. Got a lot of daylight coming through down there. Hopefully I can put some beads in with the spoon. It won't be that efficient, but I'd really like to save that material if possible. So now I've got that hole down there. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that yet, because that's a bit harder to get to. Might just buy a plug and stick it in there. I don't know. But yeah, that's not what I'm focusing on right now. I'm more focused on the big hole over here and the one on the top. So, well, that's where I'm at now. I'm gonna start cutting that panel out. I'm just gonna use the bandsaw to cut some of the rough cuts, and because of the throat distance or the depth of the throat, won't be able to cut the whole thing out, which I wish I could, but I can get a lot done with this anyways. A lot of the cuts started a lot straighter than I probably would get with just a zip disc. That worked pretty well, and I don't know if you can see it, everything seems to be white around here. There you go. Wish I had a bigger throat on that. That would have made cutting this whole thing out a lot easier than using the angle grinder, but well, you gotta use what you got. I'm back in the smithy again, because this is where I got the good vices. I don't have any vices up in the front where I'm working on my carb. Just going to zip cut the rest of this out. And for the last little bit, there. Next thing I'm going to do is switch out for a flap disc. I'm going to kind of remove some of the paint around the edges on the cutout piece. Alright, so just going to buzz off some of the paint using flap disc. This is some of that really tough, like enamel paint. Alright, I got the patch in there. A little short on the bottom. I mean, it's not in there solidly right now. It's just kind of sitting there. But hopefully it should be good enough to stitch in there. I'm going to have my wife come out and help me by using the welding spoon flat up against the back there. And I decided to go outside over here because it was just easier. There's like a bracket on the other side of that. Well, that used to be a nut. But I decided to go on the back side here because that'll actually give me a little more material to weld to over here, because as you can see, this stuff is just shot. I'll probably end up doing, I might chop that down a little bit further. I don't know. Probably just make it a big old piece to go up here, and then I'll probably at a later date get some butyl tape and just kind of shove it in there to cork her up and get rid of that hole there. Just kind of make a rubbery patch for that. So yeah, gotta figure out what I'm going to do over here in the corner, but I'll do that after I'm done welding this patch in, because that'll give me some more solid material to weld to. I didn't want to cut out this corner because that was that's basically the only reference corner to where to put the bend I have, because this is just all chewed up down here. Not very easy to use, or not very easy to tell where the bend is. So I mean, I might even just pop rivet a piece in there and then cover that in the silicone to seal out water. I don't have any seam seal per se. I've just got, a tube of silicone, and I might use that to seal up this part here after the piece is welded in. Don't know yet. Gotta get that welded in first. Alright, so, well, as you can see, it's gotten dark again. And yet again, I haven't finished it up. This last template took quite a while to get done. I think it's pretty well there. I mean, could probably use with a bit of adjustment, but I'm going to pull it out. So, yeah, that's going to be a panel for the top. I've got that other one welded in mostly. I still got to get the top stitched in properly, and then there is one pinhole near the bottom I got to fill again. I've got those small craters, those holes to fill in. That spoon worked miracles, or was amazing when I could actually get it held up against the back really closely. Worked really great. Other times it just kind of kept blowing through until it built up enough, which made for a lot of grinding afterwards. But anyways, that's where I'm at now. I guess I'm going to throw the footage from today into part 1 and get that uploaded this coming Monday, or sooner if I feel like it. I guess I'll start packing up now. So, I've also got a panel made that's going to cover that hole. Just cover it, not really fill it, because up on the top and on the inside over there's just no good material. It's just rust that's kind of stuck there behind the gearbox for the reciprocating ball steering box. That's a steering box. Yeah, behind there it's just kind of all rusted out, and there's no good material to weld to. So it would have been a lot easier if I could take the pedal towers out, but those bolts are not going anywhere, and I don't want to cut them out because I don't have replacements anything to replace them with at this time. So that's kind of where I'm at with this project. Putting it off again. Oh, come on, sit. So I guess that's the update for today. I'll pack her up again. I really want to get this done. Well, that's one way to keep your coffee chilled. Helps to plug this in.